전부가 날 끌어당겨 I know it's crazy 이게 사랑이 아니면 대체 뭐겠어 Cause spicy.
Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. A month ago I asked my subs to tell me in a Google form some K-pop albums that you would like me to make a VHS or cassette version. I used a randomizer to get 6 albums, which are the ones I will show you in this video. Before starting, I want to make a disclaimer. I'm not a graphic designer and I know how to use Photoshop by myself. I've been wanting to try to do something different from what I'm used to for a while. At the beginning of this summer, I made these 3 albums of what I imagined would be the next comeback or debuts of these groups, and some people and friends told me that they were very good for being the first time I do something like that. If you like them I could make a second part but with this type of albums. Therefore, today I am going to make album covers but designed for VHS and cassette. Now, let's start with the video. And we start with ZEROBASEONE. This was the first design I made of all those that appeared in the video, so I can tell you that it was simple. I wanted to use something that showed the concept of the album on the cover and I didn't want to make it the same as the original one, so I chose a photo that they used for a photo shoot. I think it doesn't look bad with the textures that I put on it. I also had some mistakes. When I started recording the video, I didn't realize that I hadn't downloaded any fonts for this album, so in the end I used the typical ones that you have in your PC. Horrible, I know. I tried using the official logo of the album, but as you can see it didn't fit me very well, so I did it manually. I don't have much more to say on this one. Overall, I give it a 6 out of 10. It's not bad, but I know I could have done better. It's not the worst on the list, that one is yet to come. The pros would be, I think the photos and images fit with the concept of the album, simple but it doesn't look that bad either. And the cons would be, simple but maybe I could have done other things, the horrible fonts. Not knowing how to trim well. Let's go with the next one. We continue with ENHYPEN. I still can't believe I had the opportunity to see them live 2 months ago. Seeing Bite Me live was crazy. Now talking about the design, I wanted to try to make the concept of dark blood fit with the cover, so as you can see I was trying some ways to achieve this design. In the end, I chose one of the promotional photos that they uploaded at the beginning of the comeback, combined with the official font of the album, making a kind of union between them. Also, I added the track list and used the effect of putting the background in black and white and only part of the image in color to give even more the feeling that something stands out above the rest. In general, I give it an 8 out of 10. In fact, of all the designs that I am going to show you, it's one that I like the most, but it has some mistakes such as the text is not as well joined or doesn't look as good as I want. The colors aren't the best and I think that in general it looks blurry and the effect that I wanted to give with the textures isn't so good. Let's go with the next one. The last cassette I'm going to make is the Perfect Red Velvet. I think everyone agrees that this is one of their best albums, so good. And we also have to be celebrating because they're going to make a comeback soon, finally. For this design, I wanted to do like in the teasers and do something in comic style, but since I don't know how to draw, I made some lines and in each of them I included a member and the whole photo was with a different color, like the teasers. Then, I added the official font in the track list and with some textures the background so that it would be something more striking. I give this design a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's good. I like doing it differently than the rest. The cassettes don't always have vertical covers. But, the mistakes that I could find would be that the colors don't match the members and I think it has too many things to be a cassette. Now let's go with the VHS designs and we start with We started with the VHS and the first one I made was the new NCT DREAM album. In general, it's a very good album. I like the title track but it isn't one of their best. This is where I start to have more problems. The designs of SM albums are always incredible. I really like the vending machine and the magazine designs. But I wanted to do something different and in the end I ended up making a collage with these photo teasers. I made 2 versions, the simple version, which is the one I like the most, and the other I added more images in the shape of a circle. I give it a 6 out of 10. It's not bad, but I'm not happy with the result. I know I could have done it better and the version with the circles doesn't convince me as much as I want. Let's go with the next one.
Because I like you, 눈을 가득
Well, I think it was easy to know that Dreamcatcher was going to appear here, and what better way than with one of the best mini albums and the best concept with because. For this design, I didn't focus on the concept of the title track, but on the B-sides and the name of the album itself, Summer Holidays. I decided to choose some images from the photo book itself and pretend they were Polaroids, as if those were the memories of that amazing summer. It doesn't have much else. The background is blue like in the original album and put the logo and the name of the album. I think this version is simple but it doesn't look too bad. So, my score would be 7 out of 10. When I made this one I think I wasn't very inspired, and although it didn't turn out too bad, I think I could have done something more interesting with this album. In the end it was very simple, and I think it doesn't have the typical Dreamcatcher essence. Let's go with today's latest design. I miss GFRIEND, but I'm convinced that in the future they will release an album together again. Regarding the design, I'll give you a small spoiler. This is the worst album I made, sorry for that. This one is very simple and I spent a long time trying to make something that fit with the retro concept of Mago. In the end I chose the brightest teasers and to do like a collage with the sub-unit photos like I did with the NCT DREAM one. I used the same box with the text that they used in the original design so it would have some similarity. Likewise, as you can see, the design is very simple and somewhat poorly done. My score here would be a 4 or 5 out of 10. It's, without any doubt, the worst one I did. The design is too similar to the NCT one and it didn't look good because the background is very flat, the logo is too big and there is nothing that attracts your attention. I do want to apologize for not doing it as I should. In conclusion, cassettes are much better to edit for me than VHS. I also think that the previous albums that I made, the ones that I showed at the beginning of the video, are easy for me to make. And that's it for today's video. Leave me in the comments your thoughts for each album, if any were real, which one would you like to have, or even if you want another part. Remember that I'm not a graphic designer. I apologize for the horrible designs I made. See you in next videos, bye.
Trouble.